Thank you very much. So happy to introduce what we achieved in the last 2 to 3 months with the startups. So already introduced by you perfectly. So my name is Werner, and I'm the managing director of the TUM Venture Lab Food Agrobiotech. And we are a joint initiative by the Technical University of Munich and Unternehmertum, which is the respective entrepreneurship center. And we are fostering innovation, supporting all scientists, startups, and entrepreneurs in when it comes to food, agriculture, and biotech topics. And we are not doing this alone. So we have several partners, and one of the most important ones is directly the logo or the brand here to the left from us. That's BayWa. And maybe Marie, you can you tell us also some words to yourself? Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Roman. Warm welcome to this round here. Super nice to be here, and I'm excited for the results later on, following up on the demo day. So my name is Marie. As I was perfectly introduced already, I work in the BayWa part where we focus on innovation and investments. And BayWa itself is a big agricultural company, also trading a lot agricultural products, sitting in the south of Munich. And I'm particularly happy to join the challenge in that format, because I was also in my previous job working at EIT Food. So I know as well how hard it is as a startup to find the right opportunities, particularly when it comes to POCs. And super happy that EIT Food is doing such a good job here, and that now I can support from a corporate perspective. Roman, back to you.
Yeah, thank you, Marie. So it makes and made a lot of fun to work with you, because we started already in EIT Food and directly could extend our joint cooperation, so between Marie and me, also in this challenge. So overall, when we started this challenge, or how to say, to discuss if we can participate and so on, already a lot of months ago, we clearly said, okay, RegenAg, so regenerative agriculture, focusing on soil, what is happening in the soil, how to measure things, but also RegenAg in terms of energy, so agrivoltaic systems and so on. This is clearly something what we want to do as BayWa and TUM Venture Labs together. So BayWa is in this, in this cooperation, taking over the corporate point of view, while we as TUM Venture Labs are bringing in the entrepreneurial support, the support of a university. Yeah, and we announced our challenge, and some weeks later we got an Excel list, which still astonishes me a lot, because it was incredible how many startups applied for this challenge. I think at the end it were 70 or something like that. I was so amazed of what technologies and what ideas were handed in. And unfortunately, we were then told, okay, you cannot take all the 70 startups. That's unfortunately not possible. So please select 4 startups that match with your challenge, that match with your idea, and also the interest in the direction you want to go. So, and at the end, we selected 4 startups. On one hand, this was AgTech, focusing on on a system combining robotics, automation, and photovoltaics, agri-photovoltaics. We had Kiana Agriculture and Ecolive, fostering or going into the direction of enhancing the soil by certain technologies, enhancing the soil and making crops and in general better. And then we had at the end also MyEasyFarm. And MyEasyFarm is using the data that we have on a farm in order to improve the work, the situation, and so on for farmers. So, and between December, January, and until now in February, we worked a lot with all these 4 startups, selected, or discussed ideas, could discuss potential POCs, discussed how we can work together. I think with all of them, we discovered a lot of fruitful interfaces. Yeah, and the end, this is what we have also written here on the right-hand side. We came to several results and conclusions. So Of course, we connected all these startups to our network, and to be honest, we will not stop after this challenge. I think with most of them, we can still also work in the future together and also giving them access to our ecosystem. We made or identified and connected the startups also to several stakeholders, also not only in German, but also in Austria or Switzerland. For especially Ecolive in Kiana, we identified in the BayWa testing stations in the Bavarian village of Gründel, several trials where we can start now in April really to test also the products, especially for the possibilities of BayWa. Yeah, and with MyEasyFarm, we also set up a test project or pilot project on a local barley farm in order to identify and test how their software can really bring up benefits for these peoples and farmers. Yeah, and already mentioned, so I think with most of them, we will not stop here. So we're, especially with the TUM Venture Labs, I would say our main job is to support startups and to help them along their way. And this is what we will, of course, also extend in the future. So to sum it up, especially to these 4 startups, it made a lot of fun. I think we had a lot of interesting and fruitful discussions. And again, this is also what I always tell my people or my startups here in Weinstefan, to work with such companies, with such people together, makes us always to have a bright look into the future. So the future will be good. Keep on going. And yeah, whenever you need help, please let us know. At the end, and that's always the point when you have such a challenge, there have to be one winner. And now I hand over to Marie. And yeah, we know already the winner. So go to the next slide. And Marie, can you give us some insights why MyEasyFarm was selected and what we are planning with them in the future?
Yeah, super happy to do so. I hope we are not too much over time.
Sorry.
So I'll make it short, but I want to summarize again and also thank everyone for this great challenge. And also, I think Roman and myself, we had a lot of situations in the mentoring where we where our eyes were sparking in a way of, oh yeah, and this way we can support the startups, and this way we can connect them to another startup which has already made specific experience when it comes to funding, or when it comes to specific data which has to be gathered. And yeah, we were quite enthusiastic about also the motivation of the teams. And as Roman said, it was super hard to decide on one team. But lastly, we were deciding for MyEasyFarm as winner, as this was the company where for TUM Venture Labs and also for BayWa, we saw the most touch points and also areas where we could support. Particularly when it comes to entering the German market and giving them also an understanding about the relevant stakeholders and also about the regions where it might make sense to start by kicking off and rolling out the MyEasyFarm and technology. We were quite convinced by the holistic approach of the platform and of the motivation of François. And yeah, lastly, this was overall the team where we saw that we could help the most when embedding them also in our local ecosystem. So thanks to all, super happy to be here, and congrats to everyone for joining and for growing.
Thank you, Marie and Roman. I would like to invite the representative of MyEasyFarm, Christophe Zollner. You're welcome to share with us your presentation.
Can you hear me? Because it looks okay. Cool. How long do I have? It's 5 minutes.
5 minutes. Yes.
All right, perfect. Can you all see my screen? Great. So thank you so much, Roman and Marie, for the great introduction. I can say that we are extremely proud of, obviously, to have been selected by BayWa and TUM to be here and present MyEasyFarm and our joint POC. So I'm Christophe. I'm the head of sales at MyEasyFarm. So François cannot be here today, unfortunately. So Today, I'll be sharing with you how we tackle climate change and biodiversity loss by leveraging data-driven solutions for sustainable farming. So I won't spend too long on this because Pradeep expertly explained it earlier. But of course, the bad news first, and we are in the middle of a climate crisis, with scientists warning that we are heading towards a 3.5 world in 2100, and yeah, a scenario that would be devastating for human communities and ecosystems alike. And agriculture is at the center of this issue, as you know, and as Pradeep explained. So now the good news. When farmers shift to sustainable practices, such as reducing tillage or cutting down on mineral fertilizers, they can store carbon into the soil, restore biodiversity, and actively fighting climate change. So that's why all major agri-food companies are now committed, I mean, most of them, to regenerative agriculture. Why? Because for companies like Mars, 70% of their, approximately 70% of their total emissions do not come from their factories. They come from the farms producing milk, wheat, and other raw materials. So, namely the scope 3, as we mentioned. So, if they want to achieve net zero, they need to involve farmers, and it's extremely challenging to measure farm level impact due to the lack of traceability and reliable farm level data. So this is where we're coming. Our mission is simple. We help agri-food companies understand, track, and reduce their farm level environmental footprint. Our solution for this is a collaborative and interoperable platform that streamlines farm level data collection, sustainability KPIs, measurements, and environmental reporting across the entire agri-food value chain. So with MyEasyFarm, our customers can monitor their RegenAg agricultural programs, can generate carbon credits, calculate and report their upstream scope 3 CO2 emissions. But there's also value for the farmers there because we can enhance traceability thanks to our platform and bring value to the farmer with advanced precision farming tool. Because that's where we come from. We come from precision farming since 2017. And over the past 8 years, we've built an extensive interoperability with farm level data sources. And this allows us to collect and analyze farm level data more efficiently, making sustainability reporting much easier. So that's really our DNA helping us tackling sustainability issues there. We are lucky to have quite a diverse team of 26 purpose-driven engineers coming from 6 different countries. We basically in the company we combine agronomic expertise and tech expertise to deliver impactful and scalable solutions for sustainable agriculture. We have gained solid tractions with 30 cooperatives and agri-food companies and over 3,000 farmers using our platform. We've helped only in 2024 save 250,000 tons of CO2 equivalents. And I would say our solution is already making quite a global impact because we have 50% of our operation outside of France, where our offices are based in Reims, in the Champagne region. And we also have offices across Europe and in South Africa. Today, we partner with top agri-food companies, cooperatives, and sustainability, let's say, consulting companies to enable the transition to regenerative and low carbon agriculture. Just a few words with what we are doing with BayWa. So as part of the RegenAg Challenge, we've partnered with BayWa to launch a pilot project in Bavaria that's aimed at reducing the carbon footprint of malting barley. There's 10 farms in the program that will implement low carbon nitrogen fertilizers and cover crops, among other practices. And using our tool, we will monitor, report, and verify, track GHG emission, measure soil carbon storage, and verify sustainable practices. The project will also aim to integrate with BayWa ERP and farm management systems. So final words, we're convinced that the future of agri-food sustainability should be data driven. So, there's a QR code here where you have my V card. So get in touch to explore together how we can, make a change for a more sustainable agriculture. And I'm also open to questions if there's any.